Yes, people, how are we all doing? Welcome back to the Dugout Football channel, where it is time for the final match day predictions of the 21-22 UEFA Champions League group stage. Yes, the big one. Basically, whoever obviously qualifies, it will be very interesting to see, because some of the teams have already qualified, but for some it's must win and must not lose for sure. But let's have a quick look how everyone did in match week number 5. I only got 8 points, a very poor one for me. One perfect score though, Inter Milan to beat Shakhtar with Donetsk by 2 goals to 0. So that was a very good one for me. Top scorer in the comments. Well, if I thought I did really bad with 8, the high score was Shane O'Donnell, and Shane O'Donnell got 18 points. So very well done. Very well done to you, Shane, I have to say as well. But we move on to obviously match day number 6. Now, obviously, we start with the Group A fixtures. And really, it's all really about Europa League spot, in my opinion, for this, because already Man City and PSG are already through. Man City are group winners, PSG are second, can catch Manchester City, so it is all about Europa League. At this moment in time, RB Leipzig are third at this moment in time with a 0 goal difference, and Club Brugge are fourth on 4 points. Same points score as RB Leipzig, but they have a minus 11 goal difference. So it's all about how well Club Brugge can do in the final game. They have PSG. So it's PSG against Club Brugge. I'm going to be honest, like, I watched the game against Manchester City, and for as much as Mbappe, Di Maria, Mbappe, Neymar and Messi, they hardly run. They actually hardly run. This is a group of individuals at PSG. They're not tracking their runners. They're not doing very well. And to be fair, Manchester City deserved to win that game. They were the much better team in that game as well. Club Brugge, look, they managed to get a win against RB Leipzig away from home, but ever just since then they've been a bit of a whipping boys. I think Leipzig did win 4-0 in Belgium. So that was a big worry for me. It was all about Club Brugge's result. But I look at this game, and unfortunately for me, I think Club Brugge are going to be out of Europe. I don't see them getting anything from PSG. I'm going to give PSG a 3-0 victory. I think PSG will be too strong for Club Brugge. And we have RB Leipzig against Manchester City. Now, RB Leipzig have just sacked Jesse Marsch today. They have decided to get rid of him. Look, RB Leipzig's form in the Bundesliga has been like this. It's been up, it's been down, it's been a little bit in between as well. Their form is all over the place. They've not managed to get a good consistent run going. And at this moment in time, I'm not surprised that they've decided to pull the trigger, because, losing to Union Berlin was... they've not won many games in the Bundesliga this season, and as I've said, injuries aside, they have had a very good. They've not had a very good season so far. So I'm not surprised Jesse Marsch has lost his job. Unfortunately, it's just what happens these days, isn't it? It's just what happens these days. Man City, 3-1 win over Watford, very impressive victory, and then beating PSG to win the group as well. So very impressive it was as well. But RB Leipzig, no Jesse Marsch now, so they can play with a little bit of freedom. They can play with a little bit of, style, not be forced back, and try and be that kind of defensive team. Anyway, I am going to go for a 3-1 win to Manchester City. I think Man City will finish the group with 15 points. And yeah, I think they will win that game by 3-1. So as it would stand at the end of these predictions, Man City would win the group with 15 points. PSG would be second on 11 points. RB Leipzig would be going to the Europa League with 4 points and a minus 2 goal difference. And Club Brugge would be going out of Europe altogether with a minus 15 goal difference. So that is the early kickoffs on Tuesday. And now we move into Group B. Now, Group B stands at the moment with Liverpool with 15 points, 5 wins from 5. FC Porto on 5 points. AC Milan on 4 points. And Atletico Madrid on 4 points. Very, very interesting. And obviously, Milan are third right now because of goal difference as well. Milan face a Liverpool side looking to make it 6 out of 6, being the first English club to do so. Now, it is a very, very tricky one to call because Milan did, get a very good win against Atletico Madrid, bringing them back into it ever so slightly. However, it's needs must for Milan. They have to beat Liverpool and hope that Atletico Madrid and Porto finishes in a draw. But being this Liverpool side in Europe at this moment in time is a big, big ask. Yes, I know Liverpool will, rotate very, very significantly as well. But I just look at this Liverpool side and, they're relentless, they're ruthlessness, they're very, very difficult team to beat. AC Milan have started to come back into it, but I just think it's too little too late, unfortunately. So, with that being said, I think it's going to be a very close game, but I'm going to go for Liverpool to sneak this one and become the first English team to make it 6 out of 6 in the Champions League group stage. AC Milan 1, Liverpool 2. I think Liverpool will just sneak this one by 2-1. And the big game now. Atletico Madrid have to win. They have to beat Porto to stand any chance of going through to the next round. But FC Porto have been there or thereabouts this time. Managing to beat Milan, I think that was a big, big result for them as well. Getting a draw in Madrid as well, and yes, I know they've lost home and away against Liverpool, but I think Liverpool they never play well against Liverpool anyway. But players like Diaz in their team, with players like Grujic as well, Taremi, who's been very, very good as well. This is a very tricky tie, and the one thing Madrid do not want to do is to go to Porto and try and get a result, because Porto, for me, have been very, very improved. And I think because of the performance that they did against Madrid, like Atletico Madrid have been very, very fortunate in this Champions League anyway. Fortunate to beat Milan. They were very poor at Anfield. They lost 3-2 against Liverpool in, Madrid. And against Porto, they were fortunate not to lose. So I'm going to say this now. I think Porto are going to go through with Liverpool, and I do think that Porto will win by 1-0. I don't see Atletico Madrid causing any problem. Look, Atletico Madrid are a very, very good team. I expect them to cause problems in this game, but I think Porto will catch them on the counter-attack, and I am going to go for Porto to win by 1-0. So that would mean that Liverpool would be on 18 points and winning the group 6 out of 6. FC Porto would be second on 8 points. AC Milan would go through on the Europa League with a better goal difference than Atletico Madrid. So, yeah, Liverpool, Porto, Milan, Atletico Madrid. Basically, as it stands now, I'm going to say that is how it finishes as well. Now, we move into Group C, and we have Ajax against Sporting CP. Now, both Ajax and Sporting are both through. No matter what Dortmund do against Besiktas, Dortmund have to hope that they can beat, let me work this out, Besiktas by 9 clear goals. Not happening. So it's all about, basically, this game is meaningless. It's absolutely meaningless. But Ajax will be wanting to make it 18 points as well, which would be absolutely fantastic. Ajax have been very, very good in this Champions League. Credit to Sporting CP, that win against Borussia Dortmund was very, very crucial, and the home and away wins against Besiktas have managed to, get them through as well. Look, I think this is going to be a very good game. I think Ajax will probably go out with a flourish, and I think they're going to win by 3-1. in this game. I just think Ajax are going to be too strong for Sporting CP. And, well, Borussia Dortmund are already in the Europa League. Besiktas are out of Europe altogether. Like, it's 5 defeats out of 5. I would expect Besiktas to go to Dortmund. Maybe give Dortmund a bit of a run for the money, because look, Dortmund don't defend very well anyway. They hardly keep any clean sheets anyway. But I look at this game, and I just think Dortmund are going to be too strong for Besiktas. So Dortmund to finish in the Europa League by 2-0 against Besiktas. So the group would finish as follows. Ajax would be on 18 points. Sporting would be on 9. Dortmund would be on 9, but with a worse goal difference than Sporting CP. And Besiktas, poor old Besiktas, would be on 0 points. So that is how Group C is going to go as well. So very, very interesting Group D we move into now, and it is Real Madrid against Inter Milan. Now, as the group stands at this moment in time, Real Madrid and Inter Milan have both qualified. So it's all about who wins the group now. Real Madrid are 2 points clear of Inter Milan at this moment in time. And Sheriff Tiraspol, you know, fair play to Sheriff Tiraspol. They've managed to get themselves into the Europa League, which is excellent. And Shakhtar have got 1 point as well. So, Real Madrid and Milan. I think Real Madrid are going to win the group anyway. I think I had Real Madrid to win the group before the ball was kicked anyway. And it just looked like Inter Milan have been very, very good. A very good win against Shakhtar. Real Madrid getting a very good win against Sheriff, managing to, get revenge over Sheriff Tiraspol, which was very, very good for them. This is a very tricky one to call, because as obviously, Real Madrid and Milan both already through. I just got a sneaky feeling that they will play out a draw, and obviously I think Real Madrid would win the group anyway. But I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, and Inter Milan will be a good opponent for anybody in the next round, you'd have to say, as well. Shakhtar, FC Sheriff. Look, Shakhtar have been terrible, absolutely terrible. Everyone thought when this group was made, they could have gave Real Madrid and Inter Milan problems, but unfortunately it's just not been the case. And, an opening day defeat against Sheriff is just, got them to one side. And I think FC Sheriff will finish with a flourish for me, and I am going to go for Sheriff to go to Shakhtar and win by 2-0. So that would mean that Real Madrid would finish on 13 points. Inter Milan would be second on 11 points. And then Sheriff would be third on 9 points. And Shakhtar would be on 1 point. So that takes care of the Tuesday games, and we now have the Wednesday games, and we will move to Group H because the early kickoffs are from Group H. Now, as it stands, Chelsea are top of the group at this moment in time. Juventus are second with 6 goals to try and catch on Chelsea. That ain't happening. Zenit are third, and Malmo are on 1 point on fourth. So it is Juventus Malmo. Look, Juventus have to make I think it's a 6-goal margin against Chelsea. Like, it's not happening. It isn't happening. Juventus were absolutely diabolical against Chelsea. Chelsea blew them away 4-0. I think that's the heaviest defeat, I think, by Juventus against an Italian club, I think. So, by an English club, sorry, I should say. But the way Juventus played in that game, I mean, they're not looking great in Serie A. They're not looking great in Serie A at this moment in time. But in the Champions League, they're going to finish second anyway, regardless of what happens in the other game. But Juventus are going to win this one. I'm going to go for a 3-0 victory, but it ain't going to be enough to win the group. Anyway, Zenit, Chelsea. I think Chelsea will go to Zenit, and if I'm being honest, I look at this game, I think Chelsea will sneak a very, very narrow 1-0 victory against Zenit. Look, Zenit haven't been great either, but Chelsea have done very, very well to top this group so far. But you never know, Zenit might, get get up for this game and maybe snatch a draw, and then obviously that would mean Juventus would win the group as well. It's all about who wins the group in this group for sure. So yeah, I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Chelsea. I think Chelsea will win this group. So Chelsea would win the group on 15 points. Juventus would be second with 15 points as well. Both of these sides have lost one game as well. Obviously, Juventus losing to Chelsea and Chelsea losing to Juventus. So you can understand with that one. Zenit would finish third and Malmo would be on 1 point. So that is Group H. This is the big one though. Group E, we have Bayern Munich against Barcelona. This is my game of the whole match day. You'd have to say, what a huge game this is. And we also have Benfica against Dynamo Kiev. So as the group stands at this moment in time, Bayern Munich are on 15 points. Again, another club that could go to 18 points. So very, very well done for them. Barcelona are on 7 points in second. Benfica are on 5 points in third. And Dynamo Kiev are on 1 point. So looking at this game, Bayern Munich against Barcelona. Like, Bayern Munich have been very, very good. Managed to win their Klassiker at the weekend, which is an excellent victory for them. 3-2. I can't really say too much about the defending because they weren't that great defensively, but attacking wise they've been absolutely superb. The way they've been playing recently as well. Barcelona, they did lose at the weekend as well. Was it to Mallorca? I think they all lost to. No, it wasn't to Mallorca. I can't remember, but I know they lost at home, so that's a bit of a bad defeat for them as well. So their morale will be very, very low indeed. So Barcelona have to do the impossible and go to Munich and get a result. I just don't see it. I just don't see it happening. So I am going to go for a 2-0 win to Bayern Munich, which would be absolutely pivotal. Because in the other game, Benfica, knowing a win against Dynamo Kiev, would send Barcelona into the Europa League. Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund in the Europa League. Who would have predicted that at the start of the Champions League? But it could happen. It could easily happen. Dynamo Kiev have nothing to play for, so it's a dangerous game for Benfica. But I look at the way Benfica have been at home. They've been very, very good. Yes, I know they lost 4-0 to Bayern Munich, but they've scored goals away at Bayern as well. 0-0 against Barcelona was the big one because that allowed them to try and get through into the next round. I think Benfica are going to win. I think it's going to be a very, very narrow result, but I do think that they will just have enough to scrape past Dynamo Kiev to get the result and knock Barcelona out of the Champions League and put them into Europa League. Benfica 1, Dynamo Kiev 0. So that would mean that Bayern Munich would finish on 18 points. Benfica would move up to 8 points. They would be in second. And Barcelona would be in the Europa League on 7 points. And then obviously Dynamo Kiev would be on 1 point. So Barcelona Europa League. Would anyone fancy Barcelona or Borussia Dortmund in the Europa League? I'll go on and say that probably those two are probably going to be favourites to potentially win the Europa League. Two big clubs like that in the Europa League is absolutely incredible, but it's what happens in the Champions League. So yeah, I'm going to go for Bayern Munich and Benfica to go through that group. Benfica to win by 1-0 against Dynamo Kiev. And now we have Group F, and it is all really about second place in this group. We have Atalanta against Villarreal. This is the big one. This is winner takes all, really. Atalanta are third on 6 points. Villarreal are second on 7 points. So very, very tricky to decide this one. But it is in Italy. Atalanta have been a little bit all over the place, you'd have to say. They have not been great in this Champions League. So Villarreal, under Unai Emery, of course, won the Europa League last season as well. I think Atalanta are going to win, and I'm going to say that they will go through with Man United and win and be second in the group. So I'm going to go Atalanta 2, Villarreal 1, which would obviously mean Villarreal dropping into the Europa League. But they have the master, is Unai Emery, to try and win that as well. Unai Emery's won that trophy, 4 or 5 times? He is a very, very good manager in the Europa League as well. So, Manchester United, Young Boys, again, another meaningless game. Manchester United have already won the group as well. No matter what Villarreal do, Manchester United have definitely won the group as well. So, they are playing Young Boys. Look, Young Boys, to their credit, they managed to win, against Manchester United earlier in the group stage. Did get a draw against Atalanta, 3-3, which was a cracking game as well. But I understand why Atalanta, now called the Italian Leeds, can't defend to save themselves. But looking at this game, Manchester United would be too strong for Young Boys. I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory to Man United. So that would mean Man United would finish on 13 points. Atalanta would finish on 9 points. Villarreal would be on 7 points in third. And Young Boys would be on 4 points. Now, the final group. Group G. This is anybody's guess, right? So at this moment in time, it's Lille on 8 points. RB Salzburg on 7 points. Sevilla on 6 points. And Wolfsburg on 5 points. So, this gets very, very interesting, doesn't it? Well, one thing I will say now, I think, is that Salzburg-Sevilla, that's a very interesting game because, Salzburg, I think, have been good in this group. They've obviously got Adeyemi. They have never qualified for the knockout stage. I've just got a feeling that the way that, I think Sevilla have been they got the win. They got the win last time out against Wolfsburg, which was a very, very good victory. But again, that's come too little, too late for me. I just think it has come a little bit too little, too late with the way that they've been playing recently. So I'm going to say Salzburg are going to go through. I've got a feeling that Salzburg are going to go through as group winners as well. I'm going to say that Salzburg will go through as group winners. FC Salzburg 2, Sevilla 1. And now it gets even more interesting. Wolfsburg have got Lille. So Lille have potentially done all they can to go through. But can they? I mean, Wolfsburg. Look, if Wolfsburg win against Lille, then they're guaranteed at least a Europa League spot, and then obviously Sevilla would be out completely. I think Wolfsburg are going to beat Lille, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. Wolfsburg have got a -3 goal difference. If Lille lost 2-0, it would go to -1. If Wolfsburg won by 3-0, then that would be -2. So that would be interesting to see with that, looking at that. But I am going to say that Wolfsburg are going to win by 2-0 against Lille. It's just not going to be enough. So as the table would stand, it would be Salzburg winning Group G on 10 points. Lille getting in second by the skin of their teeth. And then Wolfsburg third with 8 points. And then Sevilla finishing fourth with 6 points. So that is it. That is Matchday 6 done and dusted. And we will see what happens in these games. As always, leave your predictions in the comment section down below. And like Shane O'Donnell, you will get a shout out in the next video. So I will go through my predictions very, very quickly. So I've gone PSG 3, Club Brugge 0. RB Leipzig 1, Manchester City 3. AC Milan 1, Liverpool 2. FC Porto 1, Atletico Madrid 0. Ajax 3, Sporting 1. Borussia Dortmund 2, Besiktas 0. Real Madrid 1, Inter Milan 1. Shakhtar Donetsk 0, FC Sheriff 2. Juventus 3, Malmo 0. Zenit 0, Chelsea 1. Bayern Munich 2, Barcelona 0. Benfica 1, Dynamo Kiev 0. Atalanta 2, Villarreal 1, Manchester United 2, Young Boys 0, FC Salzburg 2, Sevilla 1, and Wolfsburg 2, Lille 0. That is it. That is Matchday 6 done and dusted. Now, the draw for the next round is on the 13th of December, Monday the 13th of December at 11 o'clock. I am planning to do a live stream with a live reaction to the draw. So that should be very, very interesting. 11 o'clock, that should be a very, very interesting draw. And I'll also try and maybe do a mock draw as well. Maybe try and do a mock draw as well. And I'll leave, obviously, all the Champions League videos that are already up there as well. In the eye, and you can all go over and check that out as well. But another Champions League group stage is finally coming to an end. It has been a very, very interesting one. We are seeing Borussia Dortmund and Barcelona potentially falling into the Europa League as well. So, and we're also potentially seeing a first knockout appearance for RB Salzburg as well. And all the English clubs potentially winning their groups as well. Very, very good to see. But until then, it is goodbye for me. Enjoy the football. Enjoy the final Champions League group stage day. And I'll see you all for the group stage, the round of 16 knockout draw. See you later. Bye-bye. Enjoy the football. Cheers. Bye.